Hey, how you doing? This is Devorjae, another episode of TRU7. Thank you, Truthers, for coming to watch. And on this episode, I'm going to answer a question by a cool guy named Zach Gerbach. He goes to Michigan State, and he asks a question pertaining to why he feels so drained and blocked from learning institutions, whether it be elementary, middle school, high school, college. And basically, I'm going to, I guess, attack this or reply to this question with an esoteric manner, a baseline or quote manner of understanding of the intent of institutions and whatnot. So hopefully from this you get an understanding, or any other viewer or watcher, just from this knowledge and points that I'm going to give to you. So yeah. So first you should know you're going to a school, an institution, something where they are, and this is a lot of people get school mixed up by saying, "Oh, schools teach you." They don't teach you. You have teachers in it, but a school doesn't teach you. A school is it trains you for the environment that the school is put in. That the school it gives guidance, and simply IQ does not measure your intelligence. IQ doesn't measure intelligence. IQ measures your intelligence of your surrounding. So because you can throw the Harvard graduate valedictorian into Tibet and give him a test about its environment, or have them say make it from this side of the jungle to the other side. And because his low understanding of that environment, he's not going to do too good. He's not going to pass the test. So he could possibly think it out, but the fact is that if it came to trivia about the environment, he probably wouldn't do that good in that area. But you have to. These are institutions that teach programs and have programs to program certain areas of your brain with information, pieces of information, for you to, I don't want to say survive, for you to live moderately within the society, within its parameters. So when it comes to school institutions, a lot of what you are, the student, you are going there and you are receiving basically the information, whatever they tell you. A lot of people go to these things and they question, or if they do question, it's a problem to question what you're being taught is wrong, because if you do, you have to go by their guidelines. That's why I say they're guiding you, because in class you have to go by their guidelines. So now. This is more of so let's get started on the truth of the matter. So you are a being. You're going to a corporation within the corporation, a school system that teaches millions of other kids within the same corporation continent. I'm mainly talking about U.S., but even it's still simultaneously same information being taught in these other countries. Some countries have a little bit more leeway because they can kind of teach what they want due to certain contracts and all that sign. I don't want to get into that. Everything's a contract. Any relationship is a contract. But I don't want to get too far. You are a being going into a corporation where they're going to guide you to how to, I'm going to say, survive within the world with the information they're going to give you. So you have to understand that with you being you are a alchemic being. You are a wizard. The best way to put it is that you are a wizard under amnesia, because you have so much power and so many things you can do, but your mind is so layered and constructed with so many things since birth, on many levels, to food, to every frequency that's around, to distract you from your true natural inflow purpose, because you're being born into a structured, maze, logic and reasoning world. and that's what you go to school for, to be given reason, there certain reason, and given certain logic for where you're at. But you still have your natural occurring being that you're gonna naturally know you're gonna naturally know or have common. That's why it's called common sense. But common sense is so common because senses are distorted within many genres and corporations and things that are fed through to you. So with you being a wizard in amnesia, you have to realize when everyone's super, everyone's powerful, everyone has power to do amazing things. So with that being known, they have to overshadow you with secrets and hide certain things and constrict you with certain knowledge that they want you to know. They're not going to tell you the full scope of everything because they won't tell you how to do your taxes in school and everything, how to do taxes. Hope you hear me. But to get to my point, what if I asked you guys out there, what are the first things that you learn as soon as you get into school, pre-K, kindergarten, whenever you start school, first grade? And that's the night. Everyone starts pre-K, not everyone starts kindergarten. Some people hop straight into first grade. But what is the first things that they teach you? First, they're going to teach you what counts. They're going to teach you counts, and they're going to teach you numbers. They're going to teach you measurements. They're going to teach you 1, 2, 3, 4. You remember, I think I just did some videos on dimensions, but they're going to teach you the basis of understanding things with numbers within the coding of this reality, and the combinations of numbers that can come out to be things, probabilities. But they're going to teach you numbers. They're going to teach you how to count. Don't want to go too far off. The second thing that they're going to teach you, wizard, God being, they're going to teach you spells. They're going to teach you how to count, what counts. They're going to teach you how to spell spells. Because they know there's power in your words. You create your reality with your words. So they're going to get you to start creating reality or the perceptions that you want through what they're teaching you. So that's just the baseline level of that understanding of how you can feel drained when you're given certain knowledge, information that may not resonate with you. You're not going to have someone who's studying to be what can I say? Just a psychiatric doctor or just a doctor in general. And naturally, those people, they may not do that well in math. They may not do that well in language. They may not do that well in physics, and just there's certain subjects that they may not just be highly adept in because of their natural who they are, but they're going to. But you're not going to get a soccer player to pass high grades in basketball unless he's just an athlete like that. That's a bad analogy. That's kind of a good analogy. But the reason being, to get to, I guess, to answer the question, why you can feel drained within a learning institution is because simply of what you're learning and what they're teaching. And there's certain learning styles for every person. Some people, visual, touch, demonstration, seeing, I think I would say visual, acting it out, experiencing it, just going out into it, not even pretty much wanting to hear what the guy is coming to you, just doing it. There's many different learning curves and how people learn. So it could be how it's being taught, what's being taught, and your personal learning preference, the information that they are feeding you, because you can feel like it's no importance to you, it's not needed for what you're trying to do in life. So it can be like draining to be there. School's draining to be there. Like, for example, me, I was great at physics, chemistry, language, arts, all of that, and did pretty good in history. I mean, I was okay in history. Actually, I was good in history. But math, I sucked in. I did not like math until like later on in life. So I realized like understanding some of this can pay off like a whole lot. And that was like later in college. But I only went to basically I wouldn't be in school, but I had something called basketball that I can release a whole bunch of that energy into, and because I want to play, I'm like gonna actually focus and try to pass these things that they're teaching me, even though I'm like, I know there's more to it, because if you haven't noticed in school from kindergarten to 12th grade to even college, you're learning the same things over and over again. You're just getting more in depth into the story. There's still some dirt that they brush under the rug about these people. I mean, you have to realize these are people, but they just tell you their contributions. They don't tell you what they did to get to that contribution. They tell some of it, but they don't tell the whole story about everybody. They can't. I mean, so it's a lot of research and learning that you can do on your own, which is something I even learned. Like, you have to learn a lot of stuff on your own, because they're not going to teach you, especially if you grew up in a certain society, being of a certain culture, and already being susceptible to certain information that they want to tell you. But that's a big reason for feeling drained or not really being there when at a learning institution, because it's the information presented. Now in college, that's where it gets interesting, because it's to the point where people you're paying for to get knowledge. So if you're paying for getting knowledge, you need to ask some questions and get the answers and bring your research to your professor. And most professors are real at the point in college, because they're like at the point like they know. I don't want to say scam, or and this is why I'm not going to say it's a scam, because like I said, you have the person who's trying to be a doctor, and there are certain things that they're studying. It's just so happens just you have to get writing passages on a piece of paper. There's so many people. Oh my! I don't even want to teach that magic. But it's understand that most of these diplomas, all of these, something on a piece of paper saying that you can do that. There are many doctors over who. This is the difference between Western medical systems and Eastern medical systems. Eastern, they're all about prevention, and for the most part, they're healthy over there. They don't have all these labs to mix in a whole bunch of chemicals. They have a whole bunch of grown herbs that they're good with. But that's the difference between the medical industries of the Western world and the Eastern world. Prevention in the Western world just kind of lets you get sick because they're trying to make more paper. Paper grows on trees. Money grows on trees. Paper is trees. I had a conversation about some money. I'm gonna make a video going in like the truth about a lot of stuff, so y'all's realities can kind of change out stuff. Okay, but anywho, that's one of the big problems when it comes to the learning within these bigger universities and these things that are teach, because it's just the information that you're being fed. At some point, the school system is going to change greatly within the next 22 years. It's going to be very, very different, because people are going to be asking for certain things to be taught, for certain things to be said, for certain things to be known, and it may eventually get to it's going to be another battle, kind of like the church versus state. Because that was a big trend. That was a big within this time scope period back then. That was the thing. Like all this pre-plan, all this pre-programming. I'm going to do a video on pre-programming, because that's basically what school systems are doing, pre-programming. But there are. Dang, I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, it's gonna. Oh yeah, basically when the church versus state, because. The state had mixtures of other cultures in there, so they're not going to have you enforcefully teach your most dominant later religion development on certain other cultures' kids. So that's why that became a big thing. But they knew it was going to become a big thing. They knew that it was separate. So what happened?
Will you tell this woman that Pisces is one of the most sensitive zodiac signs?
Yes,
Please
they are.
Tell her.
Yes, Pisces, Cancer. The water signs. Pisces, Cancer. It's not that I'm agreeing. Yeah, because when you think about water, what's the most softest element in the world? Look what water does. It just goes through. pisces has two sides to it. You meant that's the thing because you have you're a dualistic water sign. So they're gonna have their chaotic, crazy, still be real, but still be crazy. Some you got pisces looking for. Sorry, I had a astrology update for people. Dang, I just left. But how y'all doing? Anywho, yeah, man, that's what it is with learning institutions. I think I pretty much proved the point there. These videos are fun. But hey, guys, stay tuned for tomorrow. Got a lot more episodes coming. I'm going to talk about basically the officer system, police officers, the truth about the people within that system. And that's about it. So, y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.